we are back on the record. The time on the video monitor is 10:10.
Mr. Bennett, you were referring to the documents you provided to us. You understood that we had issued a subpoena to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that subpoena requested, among other things, your agreement with KBW, correct?
Yes,
And this is the agreement you had with KBW, right?
that is correct.
All right. Now, the first page, fourth whereas clause says, Mr. Bennett will assist the company in transitioning the transactions listed on the attached Schedule C. Do you see that?
I do.
And we go to the page 3 of 15. And page 3 of 15 says, at the top, on or about January 31, 2017, Bennett will receive a cash payment equivalent in quotes, 2016. The equivalent 2016 will be equal to net revenue to investment banking received by the company between January 1, 2016 and December 31, 2016, multiplied by the Benett attribution, multiplied by the Benett payout, as indicated on Schedule C. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And then the next paragraph has the same provision for the following year, the equivalent 2017. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And that also specifies what bonus you will receive for the items on Schedule C, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if we go to the bottom of the page, it says page 3 of 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 15-page document, correct? But we go to the end, and the last page you produce was page 14.
Yes.
Right. And what's not attached to this document that you produce is that Schedule C.
Correct.
Why didn't you produce Schedule C?
I don't have it. I produced all the documents I had in my possession.
Did you lose Schedule C?
I must have thrown it out because I no longer needed it.
Well, you said you must have lost Schedule C, or thrown it out. So I want you to be absolutely clear about your recollection of Schedule C. Did you throw it out or did you lose it?
I must have lost it. I don't recall. But I had no need for it.
Schedule C defined your compensation or your bonus, correct?
Schedule C defined transactions I might get paid for.
Mr. Bennett, isn't it a fact that according to Schedule C, you were to receive compensation for Banc of California transactions?
I don't remember Schedule C.
Does Schedule C list Banc of California as one of the transactions for which you could receive compensation?
I have not seen Schedule C in a long time. I don't know the names on that list.
Let's see if we can refresh your recollection, and I'll show you Schedule C.
Mr. Abascal, I see that this bears production numbers KBW, which I believe were documents that you received sometime in the last week from KBW. You intend to ask questions about this?
Mr. Bennett, if you could take a look at the last page of Schedule C.
All right, Mr. Bennett, don't answer any questions about this. I'm suspending the deposition. I'm going to seek a protective order. We're off the record.
No, I want to stay on the record.
Well, you can stay on the record. I'm suspending the deposition to seek a protective order.
And Mr. Bennett, are you invoking your Fifth Amendment rights? Is that why you want the deposition suspended?
Mr. Abascal, that is an outrageous question.
It's
This
not.
deposition is suspended so that I can seek a protective order. We're done, unless you want to withdraw this and proceed to ask other questions.
No, I'm going to ask him questions about Schedule C. Are you walking out?
I have a right under the federal rules to suspend this deposition to seek a protective order. That is what we're doing. Let's go.
All right, well, we'll call, why don't we call the judge?
You have your choice.
Rob, you should consider whether you can represent Mr. Benett. All right, for the record, the witness has walked out, and so has his counsel, and they appear to have left the building. We reserve our right to ask the court to order that the deposition continue.